Have you ever noticed that no matter how hard you try to love yourself, the same feelings of self-doubt and insecurity keep showing up? You walk away from a conversation replaying everything you said, or someone makes a passing remark and it festers all day in you. Most of us push those feelings away. And as long as we do, loving yourself will always feel just out of reach. So today I'm going to show you what's actually happening in those moments so these feelings stop running the show and you finally know what to do when they show up. And I know how to do this because I was one of those people, and sometimes still am. So why does all this matter? What difference does it make if these feelings come back or not? Well, let me tell you. Because in those moments when you're having these kinds of feelings, and we all have them, you either turn against yourself or you stay with yourself. Here's what I mean. When we're not feeling good about ourselves, our first reaction is to shut ourselves down. We tell ourselves, these feelings aren't important. Let it go. Move on. And I get it. Why wouldn't we? They don't feel good. But here's the consequence, and it's a big one. That's the moment we stop loving ourselves. And when I discovered the importance of what I'm about to tell you, it gave me something I had been looking for my whole life. A love for myself that would last. So loving yourself isn't just saying kind words in the mirror or thinking more positively. Yes, that's a part of it, and it certainly helps. But the deeper part of loving yourself is about how you relate to what you feel, not just when you're feeling good, but especially when you're not. What I can tell you from both a professional and personal perspective is that the reason these feelings keep returning is because they're familiar. They're old, real old. You've had these feelings as long as you can remember because they're coming from an earlier part of you, a younger part of you that didn't get what it needed at the time. And because it didn't, it's going to keep showing up now in your reactions, your relationships, and in that little voice that still tells you you're not enough. Now, you can call that whatever you want. Some people call it conditioning. Some call it emotional memory. I call it the child in us. But the name isn't what matters. What matters is this: becoming aware of how those familiar feelings are showing up in your present and interfering not just with your happiness, but with your ability to fully love yourself. And once you see this, you're never going to relate to those feelings the same way again. So here's what you can actually do with all of this. In those moments when you feel hurt, not good enough, insecure, or when something makes you feel small, instead of pushing them away, just stop for a moment and pause if you can. Or even if you don't catch it right away, and most of us don't, the moment you do realize this feeling has come up, use that moment, pause, and ask yourself this: does this feeling feel familiar? Did I often feel this way as a child? Have I felt this before in other situations with other people? Because if the answer is yes, then what you're feeling isn't just about what's happening now. And that's the good news. That right there changes the whole kit and caboodle. Because once you can just stay for a moment with the feeling that doesn't feel good, you will see that it no longer overwhelms you. You don't get pulled into it the same way because you're not trying to make it go away, and because you're also able to see that the feeling isn't really about what just happened. It's about something old from your past that's showing up now to tell you something very important. Like this: oh, so I don't have to worry about whether I said the wrong thing in that conversation I had? That's coming from an old place of feeling I could never do anything right. I wasn't the favorite. I couldn't please everybody. Oh, that's what it is. How about this one? Oh, I don't have to take it personally when my friend didn't call me back because it wasn't about her. It was about a feeling I've had my whole life of not feeling important to anybody. So that's what's really going on inside me. That's why I'm a bit angry or worried that maybe I offended her in some way. That's what's really causing me distress. And here's the part that always makes me smile. And then you know what usually happens? Your friend calls back and says, "Oh, I'm so sorry I didn't get back to you. My phone wasn't charged and I just got your message." So did you notice what we did here? We became curious about the feeling. We found the connection to the past. And then here comes the good part. We discovered the underlying belief that that feeling was trying to tell us. In this case, the belief that you're not good enough or important enough, which is a complete lie. And this is what we have to be on the lookout for. Those old beliefs that keep these feelings alive and keep us stuck in them. So what I'm about to say to you is so important. When you make that connection between what you're feeling now and what you felt back then, you can breathe a sigh of relief. Because it's not about what somebody else did or didn't do to you. It's about what you did to you. Yay! Because now you're in the driver's seat rather than being a passenger to the feelings that come up and carry you away. And here's the final step. Can you allow your feelings to exist without judging or needing to change them? Can you just stay with a feeling and say, there it is. I know what that is. But here's what I usually say, and it feels more loving for me to say it. Oh, there she is. I know who this is. And she's pretty little. So if you decide to make the choice to move forward in loving yourself in this way, you're going to experience a freedom you've never had before. You're no longer going to be rejecting yourself by dismissing what you feel. And when you understand where those feelings are coming from, you got a lot more space between you and what you're feeling. And in that space, you begin to respond to yourself differently, with more understanding, more compassion, and more patience. And over time, everything you've been looking for from other people, the comfort, the reassurance, the feeling of being okay, is something you now begin to experience within yourself. And when that happens, you're no longer at the mercy of what you feel or what other people say or do, because you've become someone who can be with yourself no matter what shows up. And that's the kind of love that doesn't come and go. That's the kind of love that stays. And that's exactly why your soul decided to have this physical adventure in the first place, to know love on a deeper level, starting with you. Now, if you want to take a deeper dive into loving yourself, this next playlist is exactly what you need in learning more about self-love. I hope you'll join me, because you deserve to know that there's no one worth knowing more than you, and I can't wait to share these videos with you. It's only going to get better. I'll see you inside.